So again, the lady here, Miss Paglayan, says that primary school proponents argued basically that the primary schools would foster long-term order through three main mechanisms. First, schools could convince the masses from a young age to be content with what they had, teaching values of moderation and self-sacrifice, inculcating the belief that happiness resulted from accepting one's lot were common goals of primary schools throughout the 19th century. Second, schools could shape behaviors by instilling fear of punishment for misbehavior, or conversely, by promoting rewards for proper behavior. Stealing, vandalism, quarreling, cheating, lying, cursing were typically punished, as were questioning the teacher, speaking out of turn, disobeying school rules or teachers' instructions. Sitting quietly and completing tasks as instructed were praised publicly. School punishments and rewards sought to teach children that their behavior had consequences and that obedience, compliance, and respect for existing rules and authorities were in their own best interests. Third, proponents argued that schools could cultivate unconscious habits of compliance and deference simply through repetition. The mere act of attending school every day and following schedules, routines, and rituals like marching in silence from classroom to break room would make individuals internalize from a young age what constituted good manners and civil behaviors. Okay, let's stop there. First, we said here from the start that education is discipleship. You cannot escape that. And even there, you just heard from the start, she's making the case that these were the goals from the start. This is, we're talking well over 100 years ago, almost 200 years ago in this country. She's talking about these elites looking to disciple children, which is what we're still doing today. Some people don't want to admit this, but this is in fact the reality. Now, this is early enough in America that the majority of people are Christians, born again, committed Christians in this country, Protestants to be specific. But the social elites had to convince the Christians that this was a good system for the good of the country, for the good of society. Everything I just read, all Christians want that. And if you told me you have a way for me to make this happen on a mass level, I would see it as a gift from God. Except this was not a gift from God. This was deception from the start. This was the elites trying to play God. In the same way the elites continue to try to play God today by convincing parents that the education system is neutral, or that it can be neutral, and that all they have to do is disciple their children at home, instill these values in them at home, and that the school can then go and teach them to read, write, and do mathematics. But of course, that was never the goal to begin with.